That's what makes Dr. Munroe's book so powerful. It's a challenge to go deeper than the surface, to embrace the change that happens when prayer becomes partnership.
I'm ready to hear how we put this into practice. Let's take a quick pause and come back for the final part of our deep dive into Dr. Munroe's Understanding the Purpose and Power of Prayer.
That surrender thing, it's tough, but also kind of liberating. Like once you stop white-knuckling the outcome, it's like, who knows what God can do? But it's not passive,
Yeah.
right? Not just sitting around waiting for a miracle to bonk us on the head.
Definitely not. Dr. Munro is all about action. It's that active belief he talks about, taking steps, even when you only see a tiny bit of the path ahead.
Putting our prayers into motion, proving we're serious about teaming up with God, what's that look like day to day?
It's different every time. Could be asking for good advice, doing something that scares you, or just that one right thing in front of you, even if it seems small. When God nudges, you say yes, trust. He's leading you the right way.
So we're creating with God part of his unfolding plan, like those little gods, again, that creative power, right? It's a big idea. And it shows why aligning our will with his is so important. When those match up, things happen.
But let's be real, prayer can feel like an uphill battle sometimes. Doubts, distractions, that voice saying it's pointless.
Yeah, it's a downer when you're pouring your heart out and it's like, hello, is anybody there? What does Dr. Munroe say for when it feels like your prayer life's dried up?
He says, make prayer a habit, not just for emergencies. It's a rhythm woven into your whole life.
So not a to-do list, but a constant chat with God.
That's it. And that can be lots of ways: quiet thinking, heartfelt talks, reading the Bible, even praying with others.
Finding what clicks for you, what makes that God connection real.
Exactly. When you've got that, the doubts, the distractions, they don't stick as much.
Makes sense. If you feel close to God, it's harder to believe it's all just empty words.
It really is. And often, in those connected moments, your whole view changes. It's not shouting into emptiness. You feel his presence, peace, guidance. Okay, but I bet someone's listening thinking, yeah, sounds nice, but does prayer do anything? Out here in the real world, does it make a difference? What do you say to that?
It's a valid question. We won't always see the results the way we expect or as fast as we want. But I do think prayer changes things, both the stuff we see and stuff we don't.
So even when nothing's obvious, there's change happening on a deeper level.
Like planting seeds, spiritually speaking. They can grow into something amazing, but like any seed, they need time, the right food, the right conditions.
So don't quit if there's no instant results. God's working in ways we might not get, which again brings us to surrender, accepting we're not in charge and trusting God's got this.
Surrender's essential. God's way is better. His thoughts are bigger. Letting go of our anxiety, our grip on how things should be, that's where the power comes in.
Not my will, but yours. That takes faith. And in that letting go, there's peace, right? Knowing we're where we're meant to be, even when it's messy.
Exactly. Letting go is how we find our grip. Giving up control is how we find God's plan. It's in that humility that prayer's power really shows up.
This has been incredible. Prayer is not a shopping list for God. It's connecting, working with him, tapping into the Holy Spirit. It's a whole different level.
I'm glad. Dr. Munroe's book is all about that challenge, to go deeper, find the change that comes from prayer as partnership.
So if you're listening, feeling inspired, those 12 steps Dr. Munroe gives, they're a great place to start. Quiet your heart, connect with God, really dive into his word and let go of those worries, knowing he cares.
And prayer's not one size fits all. It's a conversation with one who loves you more than you can imagine. Try things out, let God lead you on a journey as you unlock the power of prayer in your own life.
It's amazing to think you might just find you have the power to change the world, one prayer at a time.
That's the truth. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into understanding the purpose and power of prayer by Dr. Myles Munroe. Till next time, deep divers, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep believing in the power of prayer to connect you to something truly awesome.